Hey guys, Adrian here for DigitalDojos.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at what's new in iOS 8. iOS 8 is Apple's new version of their mobile operating system that's available for iPod, iPhone, and iPad. And today we're going to be taking a look at it on the iPad specifically, my iPad 4th generation, but keep in mind, obviously it's different across devices. iPhone has a little bit of different features, iPad has some different features because they're different devices, but nonetheless I'll be mentioning a lot of the main features that are integrated into your device here. So you can download iOS 8 on these devices right here. That's what it's currently compatible with. It's a big new update. Now keep in mind it's not, UI wise like when you're jumping from iOS 6 to iOS 7. You don't have to worry about that. It's going to look and feel the same for the most part, but there are a lot of under the hood tweaks and a lot of great new stuff that you're definitely going to want to upgrade for. So let's jump right into it. First off, continuity and handoff. If you go into general settings here, you'll see this feature called handoff and suggested apps and continuity. What this is essentially is allows you to use your iOS 8 device with Yosemite, which is a new version of Mac OS 10 that's coming out. It allows your hardware from your mobile and desktop to work much more seamlessly. Basically, like the scenario is you can be typing up a document on your MacBook, for example, and let's say you got to go, you got to step out the house, you got to run outside the house. You can easily pull out your iPhone and then pick up on that same document that you were just working on very, very seamlessly. No need to sync and download a new file. It does it all via iCloud. It does it with Bluetooth LE. It works off very, very easily in conjunction with your Mac or I should say mobile device. So for example, you can do it vice versa. You can do it the other way. You can be writing up a whole document or email on your iPhone, and then you get home and you want to finish it on your MacBook. You simply hit this little button and up pops said app within your Mac, and you can easily finish it off there. So they'll have suggested apps for that and all of that you can see as time rolls on. Another big thing that a lot of people will notice here and a lot of people will be more excited about is the all-new Messages app. Messages has been updated highly here. A couple of new things. First off, it received a new ability for you to adjust group messages. You can now remove yourself finally out of group messages. You can do a lot of that stuff. You can mute specific conversations rather than just muting your whole device here. So you can do not disturb on just one specific thread. So if you have somebody blowing up your phone, then you can just mute that one person. No offense. You can also do a couple other things here. You can see with the voice button here, you can record a message. So if I tap and hold this, I'm recording an audio message right now. And if I let go, I can play it back and listen to it. If I hit the button at the top, I can send it, or hit the X and delete it. These messages also have this new feature where you can send messages and media that self-destruct. So it's a very Snapchat-like feature. You can send these pictures and stuff that self-destruct on your iMessage after, I think it's like 30 seconds or something to that effect. They get deleted and it cannot be viewed essentially in the messages portion. A couple other things on the Messages app and across iOS that you'll notice is the all-new predictive text. So as I type here on the keyboard, you'll see that as I type and it knows what I'm going to say, or it thinks it knows what I'm going to say, it predicts, and I can easily tap on one of the 3 suggestions at the top here, and it's a much faster way to type. It's what Apple is calling quick type. You'll see that across the board on iOS 8. Speaking of keyboards, if you go into the App Store now, you now have support for third-party keyboards. So what does this mean? If you were an Android user previously or have seen friends with Android devices, they have all sorts of keyboards that they can download. iOS is now, and Apple as a whole has now allowed for third-party developers to implement iOS 8 keyboards. So this is a big new feature. I bought this 99-cent one called Swipe, which is a very popular one here. And once you install keyboards, you go into Settings, General here, go into Keyboards to activate them, and add new keyboard. You would add whatever keyboard it is you download or bought via the App Store. And just to show you how cool this keyboard is, for example, this is Swipe. I was doing some tests here earlier. So I can hit, the way you would activate a keyboard here is you would go, if this is your normal keyboard, you hit the globe icon like you would to get to your emojis, hit the globe icon again, it would jump to your third-party keyboards. And the way Swipe works, this, I can just drag here, and you can see as I drag across, it knows what I'm trying to say just by tapping. Let me go to a new line here. So this, and it also has that predictive text here too, is Swipe. So you can see here, in this case, it autocorrects Swipe, but I can hit that button right here and autocorrects it right there, just like that. And all, whoops, I should probably add in a space there. Swipe and all, there you go. And if I just want to go to that letter again, you can see if it doesn't know what I'm trying to say here, then I can just click on that. It's really, really, it's a curve to learn these new keyboards, but they're really, really efficient, really new, and really fun to use. I myself haven't used Swipe all that much, but I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a faster way to type and a new way to type at that with these new keyboards. So that is the new third-party keyboard support. On the home front here, on the home screen, I should say, you'll be seeing new things like if you drag downwards, you have what's called Spotlight. This allows you to search across your device for multiple things like pictures, music, etc. But now what you can do with it is it searches the web, it searches Wikipedia, you can search movie times and stuff like that. So if I pull down Spotlight search here, you can basically search anything here in order to, if you're looking for anything on your device. It also goes across and searches the web, it searches movie schedule times. So you can really type in certain things here and search across your device and on the web. So whatever generic term I want to search here, let me switch keyboards here to make this a little bit easier for me because I'm so used to this keyboard. We'll type in, for example, if I just type in Google, for example, it shows me applications, it shows me suggested websites, messages, etc., etc. So that's the all new Spotlight. Swiping upwards, you have your same, you still have your little toggle control center here to toggle all your stuff here. I think it's got a small UI change there. Additionally, if you swipe from the very top here on the iPhone, you'll have a new notification center. You can add widgets on the new notification center here. So you can do a couple of things here. You can add, even on the iPad here, you can see if I hit edit, I can add these certain things here. I can remove them, I can adjust them. You can add ESPN scores, all that fun stuff. And a big thing with Notification Center now, you have interactive notifications. So if you get messages while you're within an app, for example, you can interact with it. You can quick reply text messages without leaving the current app that you're in when you get that notification. So that's a really, really big new feature. Photos has received a couple updates on filtering photos and stuff like that. Additionally, camera, if you jump into the camera, you've received an all-new time-lapse feature, as you see right here. So you can see a time-lapse feature for both iPad and iPhone. I have my iPad in a case right now, so that's why it's all black. But you'll notice here, I can also tap and drag here. If I tap on my focus, you can see you can lock it, but you'll see this new icon here, that little exposure icon. What that allows you to do is if you tap here, let me get this back in portrait mode so it's easier. If I tap here, you can see I can adjust by tapping and holding. I can manually adjust my exposure now. So dragging it up or down will automatically adjust my exposure on my photos. So you can now manually adjust that, depending on the situation. Please don't take photos with your iPad. All right, moving on here, you also have Siri updates. Siri now has integration with some apps like Shazam, so you can now say, hey Siri, what's that song I hear or whatever, so you can do things like that. You can do a couple other things here. It has a whole bunch of different add-ons into Siri, so you can go around messing with that to see what commands it's integrated. But hey Siri.
Hello.
So of course, you can do all that certain fun stuff with Siri. You can do a lot of useful stuff. There's some random tricks in there, and just new integrations in languages, I believe. It can take directions in like 22 new languages, so that's really cool as well. Another cool thing that's been enabled, you'll notice this when you first go to the App Store on iOS 8. It's been redesigned on the iPhone especially. You also have this Explore tab and all of that. You have this new thing called family sharing. So if you're a family member, you have kids, you have other people with iOS devices, you can have up to 6 members on a family sharing plan. This allows you to share apps up to 6 people. It can be books, music, movies. You can use the same credit card that way. It has new parental controls built in. It's a really great way if you share iOS devices or if you have multiple iOS devices under one account to easily manage all of that and save a lot of money in that way by sharing apps and content. All right, so there's a lot of new stuff in iOS 8. There's a lot of apps that have been updated, mail, etc., etc. I can't really get to all of it in this video, but those are the main features I wanted to highlight that I went over through this video. There's a lot of new stuff on the iPhone, on the iPod as well. You'll see a couple of different things and a little different knobs and tweaks within the settings. So feel free to explore, find out all there is new to iOS 8. I'll have a couple more videos coming up on how to do some cool things within iOS 8, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all